Hello, I'm Daniel, and welcome to my YouTube channel. We here at the channel are continuing in our series of videos with respect to information, education, inspiration, guidance, advice. And I want to talk a little bit about the beginning of Parshas Ki Seitzei in the 21st chapter of the book of Deuteronomy. And it has a concession to human weakness and frailty in time of war. It says when you go to war against someone and you capture the captives, and you see among the captives a beautiful woman and you desire her, the Torah sees that in a situation like this, the Yetzer Hara is very strong, and God forbid this desire, this lust should manifest itself in a sinful way. It makes a concession. It says, okay, you can have her, but there are conditions. First of all, you have to wait a month. She's a great wait a month. She has to mourn her family lost, perhaps killed in the war. Okay? Oh, the pretty girl, by the way, you have to cut off her hair, cut off her fingernails. Why? So she isn't as attractive to the man. It's to discourage his attraction to her. A month goes by. You still wanna be with her? Okay, fine. You can't just do that. You have to marry her. She has to be your wife. And with that comes the rights that she has and your obligations as a husband. Fine. You still want to do it? Okay, fine. Then she's your wife. Oh, let's say you're tired of her. You don't want her anymore. You can't sell her. She's not a captive anymore. She's your wife. You have to divorce her. And all the laws with respect to support and clothing and everything like that. And you can't just sell her. She can go wherever she wants. All of these things are concessions to a stressful time of war. And in that time of havoc, when the Yetzer Hara, when the evil inclination really, really gets at you, Torah makes concessions. Let's allow this rather than, God forbid, something else. Similarly, as someone who has two wives, in those days, you were allowed to have two wives. Let's say you love one and you don't like the other one. There's concessions. Torah makes allowances for this thing, but it also protects. Because let's say the hated wife has the firstborn. You can't say, oh yeah, but I don't like her. I want the one I love. That firstborn has all the double share that a firstborn gets. No, you can't do that. That woman has rights. Her son, who is the firstborn, you can't trample on those rights. And the Torah makes allowances for these things. It doesn't say you have to take a captive. It doesn't say you have to have a second wife. And it doesn't say, you have to have a slave. But if you do, if you have an indentured servant or something like that, the Torah makes laws in order to protect these weaknesses. If you have to have a slave, fine, but you have to follow these rules. If you want to have an indentured servant, mazel tov. But if you're going to do it, you have to do it this way. You want to take a pretty girl in captivity? Okay, but go in with your eyes open, and we're going to do everything we can to discourage you. This process is intended to discourage the soldier from being with her, and to make her less attractive, and to somehow deflect those lustful feelings towards her. In any event, the Torah goes out of its way to provide these concessions to people. God forbid, that person is going to do something that will lose a soul in the future. And only Torah can do this. You can't make up these things on your own. Torah and Chazal, only they can undertake these modifications. The sages of the Mishnah Gemara. It was Rav Yitzhak Zilberstein, who, when he was a student of the Slabodka Yeshiva, he remembered a story during one of the ethical discourses that when a person faces the heavenly court, when he's standing in front of the court and his averas, his sins are presented before him, he can't think that he's somehow going to justify his non-observance of Torah, his sinful behavior. You're not going to sweet talk your way out of this. You're not going to find some clever little out. Why? Because all you have to do is read the beginning of Parshas Ki Seitzei to see how the Torah bends over itself, bends over backwards, to try to make provisions for a person's weakness and a person's frailties and a person's flaws, and provides for that. That's not an excuse for lack of observance. Why? Because if the Creator, if Hashem sensed that it's not within a person's ability to perform a mitzvah, a commandment, he wouldn't have given it. Commandments are doable. The Torah says that you can do it. The commandments are doable. There's nothing in it that's impossible to do. And this should imbue us with a strong desire and, in fact, an enthusiasm for mitzvah performances, to observe the mitzvahs, because we know it is in our ability to fill the mitzvahs. They're not impossible. They may be difficult. Sometimes some things are not easy, depending on the person, but they're not impossible. If they were impossible, Hashem never would have commanded them. We're going to be doing more videos along these lines. Please come back. Please watch. Please learn. And until next time, I'm Daniel, and thank you so much.